couple things before we get started. If you know someone who wants to play a Jaunary game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on a wait list or getting into a one-shot. I do have some one-shots coming up. Just be ready for those. Those will be announced over at Patreon, over at patreon.com/GMEric first, and then we do other announcements on there and sneak peeks of art and all sorts of stuff. We also do GM tip videos and archives over on the YouTube channel. If you do like those, do hit the thumbs up. It does help me out a ton. Also, the clip contest is going on in Discord, so if there's a moment from a session you like, toss a clip or timestamp in the Discord, and you'll be automatically entered for a prize at the end of the month. We also have the reference site over at toivoarpg.com. Go check that out. We got hundreds upon hundreds of articles on there, and we'll be working on some of those tonight as well during the hangout. We also have the Ciganos Edition t-shirt, which is super comfy, over at gmeric.com, along with the Punch Aimer in the Face pillow. And pick those up while they're still available, because those are going to be going away here fairly soon, I think. All right, well, let's go ahead and get you guys started, because it's time for you guys to play some D&D, and we got tons to cover today. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa, and have been doing so for quite a while, and have made quite the journey across the lands and seas. As you are currently working to restore Twilight's Call to political power over the Shintara Grove, and potentially return it to former glory. To that end, you have come towards Ochukvuk and around the western side as you're looking to make new friends and political allies in order to establish a position. You've come to Cordray Gruul to restock after a month of travel. Upon arriving in Cordray Gruul, you did a bit of shopping with a bog witch and have returned to your ship to find it attacked by a gnoll and her minions of undead. Your husband, Islarin, has gone missing, which is important as he's the captain of the ship. Last week we ended with Ayla Taylor having scried upon Romos Menagath and found him sitting in an office with an ominous figure. The question becomes, as you guys are just on the ship, what would you like to do?
Well, first off, I take my hands off of Eowyn and Ayla, saying, after yelling at them, "You guys can scry, and you didn't think of telling me?"
You tell them before you attempted to scry?
You guys are scrying?
I didn't know you wanted to scry.
Well,
But I just
generally
mentioned it.
We're generally trying to find something. That's usually one of the first things that happens. Isn't that right? Yeah, mm-hmm.
I thought we'd investigate, but we're trying to find something.
We've already done that. So, she is...
Ayla, did you see anything of the surrounding?
Say again.
Repeat, please.
I said, Ayla, did you see anything of the surroundings?
I knew it was an office that had red stones in it. And out the window, it looked like it was looking out over I couldn't tell whether it was an inlet or a whatever, something like that. There was water, and they were up on a mountain top.
Anything look familiar when you look around from this bay?
Not that I could tell. I couldn't see that much outside. But
Do we see?
the guy that was with him, the Black Knight, for lack of anything better to call him, he had on all black armor. He seems familiar, and I don't know why. But they knew they were being scried upon and decided to say nothing.
Is there anything here from where we're standing? Could there be a location that could have that kind of view potentially?
Roll an insight check. As you look out from your ship. So with a 17, you look out and yeah, there's a whole bunch of buildings up on mountaintops. You see cliff buildings all over the place.
Anything that would have like redstone though.
All of them.
Look at the color of the dirt. It appeared to be that there were no other buildings close.
You
So
see
I'm
several
thinking,
buildings near the very tops of the mountains that
right,
appear separated from the others.
right, that any of those could have been it.
Can I tell if any of them are like potential temples or anything like that?
None of them look temple-ish.
And you said Black Knight.
Yeah, all in black.
Anything that could potentially like any designs on the armor or anything like that?
Not that I remember. There may have been, but I don't recall. It was kind of like once they realized they were being scried upon, it's kind of like the vision just faded. It did kind of look kind of like an office, but other than that,
Perhaps we should ask around to see if anyone can identify this Black Knight.
Do you remember what the Black Knight looked like at all other than Black Knight?
his helmet was pointed on the top, came into a I wouldn't it wasn't like at a sharp point, but it came into a large point at the top. That's kind of unusual.
So if you were to inquire on the street of where this individual would potentially live, how would you describe him that would allow them to direct us?
He was large. A large man dressed in, well, I assume it was a man because of the size, but a large person dressed in all black armor, and the helm comes up into a point at the top of his head.
Was he wielding a sword or an axe? Did he have a shield?
I did not see any weapons.
No emblems. On him or in the office?
None that I recall. I could have missed something because it was so quick, but I don't recall anything. I will say this, Rolmos did not look like he was being held. He did not look like he was there against his will. It appeared that he was comfortable.
Twilight will look from Covet to Ayla to Lauren, and then will raise an eyebrow at the men and then back at the ladies and say, "Ladies, by your leave, we're ready when you are."
I miss the neighborhood.
So, what do you remember from the? What do you remember? Like, start to finish. Because maybe as you're telling it, you can actually remember
Okay, the
something.
scene opened. There was a fireplace to the left, a table to the right. The Black Knight was standing between the fireplace and the table, and Rolmos was seated on the far side of the table on the right. To the right, there was a window that I was looking out of at an angle, but all of the stone around the hearth and the fireplace was red, and the ground outside the window that I could see appeared to be red. Um, Rolmos looked like he looked comfortable. He did not look like he had been roughed up or anything. There was a table sitting, or a chest of some type sitting right next to the window that had normal stuff, vases, bottles sitting on it. It was like the Black Knight filled the entire image. And he said, "Well, you're being scried upon. Say nothing." But I can't be sure whether it was the knight who said it or Rolmos who said it. One of them said it. And now that I think about it, the Black Knight may have had some type of red emblem in the center. I mean, small, in the center of the breastplate.
Like a Black Widow?
I don't remember that much. All I remember is it seems like there was a splotch of red.
Now, this ink splotch, does it give you an image or something that you may or may not associate with an emotion?
Covet looks at him and just swats him across the back of the head.
Unarmed strike.
Not that hard, but enough to be like, knock it off! Fine.
I can't remember that it had a design.
I
All I
missed it
see in my mind was a splotch of ink.
Just out of curiosity, GM.
Yes.
What is the history? Like, what does the symbol of Masaba look like?
Symbol of Masaba is, let me pull it up because I forget the symbol of Masaba. One moment. Because it's been a while since someone asked me that question. Pulling up the holy symbol of Masaba. I believe it was a red teardrop, but I'm double checking. Yes, it is a red teardrop. It's
that-
technically a drop of blood, but the shape is that of a teardrop. So it's got the point at the top and little bubble at the bottom.
So with that, Cabot looks at Ayla and says, "Is it possible that the symbol could have been on the Black Knight's armor, a red teardrop?"
At this point in time, anything's possible. I mean, because all I remember is a splotch, and I really didn't look at it because I was
Now,
looking to see if Romos was okay.
now, is this a splotch or a splat?
It was more like a smudge.
A smudge or a smear?
No, not a smear, a smudge.
Get off, Twilight! Because one of these times I'm actually gonna hit you.
Nope.
I'm changing my.
Get them out of the way now. Yeah, get them out of the way right now, Covet. 1176. And that's with a +4.
Dice jail. You are going to jail. Directly to jail.
Okay. So,
My gut feeling about this encounter was that Romos knew this guy. But
Like a long-term relationship, or hey, I just took refuge in your house for the last
knew
15
of
years.
him. Knew him to call him by name.
Called him by name?
What name?
No, I said that type of relationship.
No, who called who what? Like who
Nobody called anything. You're not listening. I said it appeared that Romos knew this person, knew him well enough that he would know his name. But he didn't say anything.
Could we?
That was my gut impression, anyway.
Could Eowyn scry now and maybe get more information?
Hey, Eowyn can scry. Could Eowyn scry again and maybe get more information?
I think I'm still out of a spell slot for it.
Oh dear. I used my last one, so but I can't do it again for 24 hours anyway.
What are we doing?
Let's get. I think we should get back to land, and we should ask around and see if anyone can identify this knight.
Shall we start with the newly retired bouncer that has 16 years worth of income?
We should.
And who's gonna stay with the ship? The last thing we need is for
We are going to have the crew keep the ship out of port.
you left the crew on.
Drop us off.
Yeah.
You left
Remember?
the crew in the tavern.
We have to
Right,
keep
but
it up.
we before we came back to the ship, I gave them orders to take the ship out of port. We went back to talk to them a second time.
Right.
Okay.
I gave them the
So do you
instructions to like keep the ship out of.
So the question
port
is,
for,
are you
like-
guys going to sail back and arrive after sunset in Cordray Gruel?
No, we were going to stay here. And they were going to sail out and be back in 24 hours.
Okay. Cool.
Isn't that right, Isloran?
That was the plan I had in mind.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's what we decided.
Cool.
They were just going to moor, though, out there in the bay, away from the dock. They weren't going to go out to sea.
No, they were just going to pull out, making it a lot more difficult for anyone to get out there.
Except maybe by dinghy. A little dinghy?
Yes, you are.
I'm not going to make my comment. Cool. So, do you guys want to go into the town at dusk?
That sounds dangerous.
I'm ready. Is everyone else?
With limited spell slots? Is Lauren's ready to go?
I think we should head towards the tavern first. There's relative safety there, and, well, with our bouncer friend here, it's a good Drew's. It would be a good place to ask questions and potentially get pushed in the right direction.
I would say he's a good place to start.
All right, so you want to go over there?
We like you, Covet. You're the lady with the gold.
All right, so to the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So you guys head off to the tavern where you are met by Drews. The people who like giving away coins. Welcome back.
Hello, Drews. How are you?
Hungry.
Hungry?
Of course.
Why are you hungry? Have you not had anything for dinner?
No.
That is unfortunate. When you get off work, make sure that you get dinner.
Well, I was
that's
going to
important.
say I could probably go down and whip up a big sandwich for him or something that's kind of tide him over.
They'll give me food during break. You want in?
Of course. I have a
Fine.
question for you.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see have you seen a big black knight? I don't know, red splotch on his front, anywhere, pointy helmet?
Black Knight. Red splotch. No. Lots of warriors. No knights.
You seen a warrior who fits that description?
Lots. You're in Corland. Black's kind of the warrior color, you know. Heck, I'm wearing black armor.
So, would the red splotch also be the red splotch on the front of the armor be a thing for the Corlin?
No.
No, this was armor
What's
that
it
covered
look
the
like?
entire body.
That doesn't help much. There's tons of people who have armor that covers their whole body.
And the red splotch was located approximately where your green jewel is located.
Okay.
On
Like,
that
I'm supposed to know all sorts of people.
Just wondering if you had seen something.
No. Not that matches that.
happens at night here in the town?
Sturgeons. The sturgeons. Not as many as what they get off in, Hearth. But we get sturgeons at night. It's nasty. Plus, that's when the town gets rough.
Just trying to figure out what sturges are.
With a history check of a 12, sturges are essentially reptilian mosquitoes. I will get you a picture of one here. However, the sturges in Corlin, based off of your history check of a 12, are about 6 feet long. And we will put an image of them there for you. The way they work is they fly and impale themselves upon you, and then through the barbs in their beak, drain you of your blood.
Lovely.
Delightful.
Is there any way to, avoid these sturges?
Yeah, be indoors.
Lovely. Well, does anybody else have any more questions?
You have an idea of who might know more about various warriors in this city?
Who knows? There's a wide variety of people who have contacts all throughout Corlin. But Jenith knows most people.
All right.
You might also ask some of the street rats or the guards.
Understood. Thank you, Drews.
You've been good to Drews. Appreciate it. You want to go inside?
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys can go inside the bar. It's pretty quiet. You look around, you only see behind the counter Jenith, as no one else is in the bar at the moment. She smiles at you all. Late night drink. Come in.
You could say that. And some information, if at all possible.
She smiles. Well, everything has a price.
Of course it does. And she smiles back. And slides over 100 gold.
Okay. She goes, well, apparently everything has a very affordable price. How can I be of service? As she begins polishing a glass.
Well, we are looking for as what Drews calls them, warriors.
Oh,
Black armor, red splotch,
red splotch.
red art of some form.
Okay. Well, that's kind of vague.
How?
Has a
Don't
pointy
forget the
helmet.
pointy helmet.
Well, all the guards in town have pointy helmets.
Okay.
You don't want to go into battle without a pointy helmet.
You do all the time.
And this is how you kill GM.
Do all the guards also wear black armor?
Yeah. Of course they do. That's kind of the thing here in Corlin. They think it's intimidating and scary.
If There were.
Possible that he could be held by the guards.
If somebody was going to be taken and held by the guards, where would they be?
Probably in prison.
Where's the prison?
Oh, if you just go outside and head up the hill, you can find it in the mine. They keep the prisoners in the mine so that they can get forced labor.
But if they didn't take them to the mine,
They take them to the mine.
Even if they were a very important prisoner?
All prisoners go to the mine. Being honest, I'd love to be able to help you. Are you missing someone?
Yes, my husband.
Oh. Well, there goes that plan. Anyway, is he of any political station, or did you simply lose him? Because we do have several very nice whorehouses here in town.
He is of political significance indeed.
Well, like I said, there are several whorehouses here in town. But he may have gone to go see the governor.
and where is the governor?
Oh, right next to the mines. Across a rope bridge. Of course, you'll have to talk to the guards to get them to let you pass. It's very well guarded.
And next, I'm going to assume that you're going to tell us not to go at night.
I wouldn't. But I don't have a husband.
If you were going to go at night,
Yes.
how would you get?
How would I get there? Well, I'd go up the road and make the couple 1,000-foot climb up the hill. It's fairly straightforward. And she will draw you a map of how to get there. On a napkin.
Be amazing of what contracts, negotiations, other agreements occur on a napkin in a bar.
So, is there anything else that I can do for you? A drink, perhaps?
Would love one.
What'll it be?
Do you have any mooseberry juice?
Mooseberry juice? No, I'm afraid not.
It's a commodity that's kind of rare in these parts, I would think.
Well, not too rare. After all, we do have several minotaurs in the area. But no, it's not a popular drink, and so we don't keep it in stock. Plus,
Okay.
getting horny musatars rambunctious in a tavern is not my idea of fun. You see, mooseberry juice is an aphrodisiac.
And that goes in the notes.
Twilight raises an eyebrow and looks over at Winkle. You've been consuming barrels of that on the ship.
It explains a lot.
Ayla, Twilight then looks over at Ayla. Really? What does that explain?
Later. Well, now's not the time.
I'm curious. A musatar who has consumed barrels of mooseberry juice? And stories. I'm all ears.
No.
I wasn't.
Tease.
Let's just say moose hands are fast.
Really?
Very.
Hmm.
you know-
Excuse me?
Do you know
You want
that
to
moose
repeat
can-
that, Ayla?
Moose who have moosatars who have consumed copious amounts of mooseberry juice have very fast hands.
What the hell?
We'll leave it at that.
You already went too far.
So what is the time on a moose bra removal? Just saying.
I don't want to know.
hands are
I didn't
I
wanna
need to
know
see if the blue cloaks covers therapy.
Covet leans over. Can I join? We need a group session.
No, we don't do group sessions. We're
Back off! Back off! Back off!
Twilight's going monogamous. That's the word Twilight's looking for.
Covet's broke.
It's broke. What does Buikle look like at the moment? Proud, smiling. What's he look like?
Oh, he's proud and smiling and licking his eyebrows.
that tracks.
Licking his eyebrows.
And I'm going to walk across the room.
Uh-huh. I'm glad you guys cannot see the webcams here because people have turned red on the webcams.
Zenith, do you have a really nice glass of wine at the moment?
Of
Maybe a
course.
shot. Not too strong, but strong enough.
Of course. And she will pour you a very nice glass of wine.
Thank you. And she just looks at Winkle and Ayla side-eyed and just kind of drinks just a little bit. And
Look, do I ask you what goes on in your bedroom with your husband?
no, and I don't divulge unless I have to. You
Well,
went
I
really
don't
far.
either. I don't either.
Yeah,
I was
if
asked a pointed question.
she takes another sip of her wine. With that, she looks at Zenith and she's like,
Jenneth, can I get 2 fingers of bourbon? Neat.
Of course.
Thank you.
Only 2 fingers.
2 will start for now.
Can, do you have any chocolate chip ice cream?
we're
No.
looking for her husband. Any
I just want the bourbon to calm me down so that I can focus on looking for Romos and trying to recognize places.
Understood. She will pour you 2 fingers of bourbon.
Which I drink in 1 gulp.
Just throw it back?
Yep, throw it back, it's gone.
Okay. You feel that nice, warm smoothness.
Hey,
That is not
Covet.
Buikle.
Covet.
Covet, hey, I was trying to get your attention.
yes, Ewan. Yes, darling. Yes,
I don't think I've ever had a sip of alcohol until now. Do you think now's a good time to forget what I just heard?
absolutely.
Okay.
Jenneth looks at Eowyn. Something light then.
Weak, please.
only 1 finger.
She will pour you a green beverage. It smells very strongly of citrus, Eowyn.
I don't even care.
Okay. Do you drink it?
Yeah.
Okay. The sour and sweet of a margarita goes perfectly with this situation.
Yeah. Okay, so any questions you got, us, Lauren? Because if I answer any more, I'm gonna. Yeah. She takes another sip of her wine.
One question. Who is the governor? Is that Morgath, or is Morgath someone higher than the governor?
It is Morgath.
Excellent.
He's an intimidating figure, to be sure. But now that you mention it, he would fit that description, except for the red splotch. If he has red splotches on his armor, someone's died.
Lovely. Well, it's the only lead we have.
Have you heard from anyone who has dealt with him successfully?
Of course, he's quite the fair individual. I've dealt with him many times. After all, I pay my taxes and I pay my protection money.
Ah. How much is the protection money?
Oh, for this place, I pay 1,000 gold a month.
And what would it be for, say, I don't know, a ship?
Ooh. Are we talking that ship? And she points to the one out in the harbor.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never had a Chinozen ship in the harbor, much less a desire to protect one. But I'm sure it would have been a sizable sum. After all, the political ramifications of aiding the Protectorate could be complicated.
How would you say complicated?
Well, you understand the Protectorate does not come down this far south. Ever. They're far away, and should remain there. She says that to Islarin. But political ramifications of having such a military vessel in Cordray Gruul must be some sort of ambassador? I'm only deducing these things, you understand? They're guesses.
What else do you deduce?
I also deduce that the people on board the ship are exceedingly wealthy, as they're looking for information and privacy and do not wish for their secrets to be let out. They have an all-female crew in a city that is unfamiliar to them, that they ask many questions about a city that they know very little about, and wish to have that information and their question remain private. So they come to an establishment that they believe to be loose with rumors, and yet to an individual who can maintain privacy if paid. Am I far off?
All quite reasonable deductions.
She smiles. Well, based off of my deductions, I would deduce that a ship of such standing would either not seek protection from Morgath, but rather be here for a political purpose. Perhaps to seek favor from Morgath? Interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Is the Protectorate looking to set up an embassy? If so, where? Because as a businesswoman, establishing a location close to that would be obviously beneficial to me.
Well, since you have been helpful and forthright with us, I will answer honestly, though it may be a disappointing answer, that our business is not specifically in Cordred Gruel. We are merely passing through on our way elsewhere.
Ah,
Perhaps Morgath wishes to speak of an embassy. It is a conversation I am willing to have, but it is not what we were here to seek out.
well, I'm not the one you would need to speak to about that. That would be Morgath.
Of course.
I'm simply a bartender, tavern keeper, and, well, rumor monger.
That
Is this
being
entrepreneur extraordinaire?
And we all know that much of the political power in any realm lies with the rumor monger.
Perhaps so. It's a
That
matter of
being-
perception between the difference of a rumor monger and a gossip.
That being said, if an embassy was ever placed, not saying that there would be, not saying that there isn't, that there wouldn't be, where would you suggest an embassy being placed?
Oh, you're asking me? Well, that's fairly straightforward. I would simply suggest, and this is my personal suggestion, you understand. I can't, of course, recommend, but if I were to recommend someone, and again, self-serving, understood, I would go next door. After all, having the butcher shop replaced with an embassy would be most beneficial to this tavern. Plus, having a proximity to the docks would be beneficial for the embassy. I see no negative effects here. You'd have an easy escape to your ships. You'd have easy access to any political parties coming to or from Cordred Gruel, at least by sea. And, well, easy access to food and drink.
Thank you for your suggestion.
Of course. You've paid plenty of gold. Are there any other suggestions that I can provide?
Do you know Morgoth well?
Morgath?
Yes, Morgoth. Did I not say it right? Sorry.
Well,
Morgoth.
no. He and I do not have good relations, or, well, we don't have relations at all. I pay the guards. They provide him with the coins and protect the tavern. Drew's, well, you understand, Drew's is a bouncer. He's pretty muscle that gets shit done.
What kind of shit?
Oh, well, he takes care of the riffraff who come here and try to cause trouble. Before the guards arrive, you see the guards are busy around town. Morgath rules Cordred Gruel with an iron fist. Crime is limited here.
How would he feel about, I don't know, Koresh Bonebinder?
Well, she's scum. Probably views her as, Not really sure. Probably a liability. Someone to be eradicated if he could catch her.
And if she has been dealt with?
Then perhaps you could use such a... She smiles. After all, I did watch. Because you can see out the window, she has a view of the docks. She would have watched the whole fight.
A voyeur, are you?
She smiles. Simply a spectator, not a voyeur. But it helps with deductions. If you've managed to take care of Bonebinder, then perhaps you could use such a act towards your benefit. I wouldn't know, of course.
Of course.
Which guards would you find most trustworthy?
Guards, trustworthy. Lady, we are good in our deals here. I don't trust any of the guards.
As I thought.
Do you trust guards where you're from?
Absolutely not.
So,
And
why do
don't?
you think it would be different here?
okay. I did not want to assume. You never know which what location.
The guards are fiercely loyal to Morgath. That you can trust. Trust them with your lives at your own peril.
Lauren mutters under her breath, "What is the point of having guards and trust?" Although she is saying this more rhetorically, understanding that the dynamics of power are very different in Kordrak rule than they are in the Protectorate.
Twilight will hear us, Lauren, and will also, probably a little bit too loud, mutter, "Well, they guard the interests and the wealth of those that employ them, not necessarily the political safety and or physical safety of those that are within the citizenry."
Suppose.
So these Stridgers?
Urges?
Sturges?
Sturges, thank you. How I mean, how do you go about avoiding them at night?
We stay
Obviously, being
indoors.
inside. But if you have to go outside, how do you avoid them?
You take someone larger, and she smiles, and as she smiles for the really first time, you're going to see that she has fangs. Someone larger and more hasty with you.
Hey, Blinkle, I got a job for you.
Okay.
I love the fact that Winkle is so naive. It's wondrous. He will do nicely.
Winkle, you might feel a little pinch periodically through the night. It'll be fine, perfectly fine, nothing to worry about. Absolutely, you'll be fine.
Covet looks at Islaren and says, is there anything else that we need to do, or do we need to try to sneak out the governor?
It is time.
Lovely.
Well, have you had dinner?
For all your help.
We have smoked salmon and mashed potatoes for dinner. Would you like some?
I appreciate it, but I believe that I believe that time is of the essence.
Agree,
Very well.
and I didn't have much appetite now anyway.
Such
Until
a
I know
shame.
he's safe.
Well, best travels. Be safe. And I hope your meaty friend, she looks intently at Ayla, is sufficient to the task.
So do I.
All right. So do you guys wish to leave the tavern?
Cabot
Yes,
looks
I
at
think so.
yeah.
All right. So you guys can leave the tavern to go back out into Cordray Gruel. All right. So where are we going? What are we doing?
I look at the napkin map.
Okay. You want to go follow the napkin map?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Do we want to go see the governor?
Next best place. But
Darn is already starting to head in that direction.
yeah, Twilight goes stealthy.
Okay. That means you're moving at half speed, right?
Yeah, but at my 40-foot walking speed puts me at 20.
So you'll still fall. You will still fall behind. All right. So you guys head off into the streets of Cordray Gruel.
Very nice art. Just saying.
Yeah. I am in talks with a new environmental artist. We shall see what happens. Because I don't like using AI art. But as you guys make your way down the streets, you can hear flapping overhead.
Hey guys, I can hear flapping overhead.
Got one job on this ship.
And it sounds really big.
I didn't have to say it. But yes, it sounds really big. And as you guys look up, you see shapes blocking out stars as they are
Hey,
coming
guys.
from the east towards the town.
Hey guys, I see shapes blocking out stars as they come east, heading towards the town.
Got one job on this ship. One of them starts to swoop down and makes a beeline towards the largest member of the party. Winkle.
Michael, you're in trouble.
Oh, goody.
It flies straight towards you, Boinkle. What would you like to do? Because it's going to arrive here in 6 seconds.
Oh, I'm gonna pull out my bow and aim for it right away.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an accurate shot.
Okay. It's bobbing and weaving as it comes. You missed.
Do another one.
All right. With a 29, the arrow impacts it, piercing it and killing it. It falls from the air and skids straight to a stop at your feet. Its skin is crawling with maggots and parasites.
Ooh, sounds like somebody I know.
Who would that be, Winkle?
I don't know. I think I met him at the place that they were gonna kill me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Was it a boy?
Was it an individual holding a dagger?
Individual holding a dagger.
Ah.
But
Understood.
I think it was a boy.
Okay, understood.
I don't even know what to do with this. Wow.
So, as
Ela
the
just
sturge
shakes her
has,
head.
as the sturge has fallen to your feet, do you keep moving?
Yes.
All right. So, you follow the map, and it will get dark. Do you guys have light sources, or do you all have dark vision?
I have dark
Dark
vision.
vision.
Dark vision for 120 feet.
All right. I don't think Winkle can see in the dark, can he?
We're looking. We're looking.
No, I don't.
So Winkle is blind as a bat, unless you guys have a light source.
Anybody got a torch or something?
Winkle, do you want to light a torch?
Yeah, I think that would be wise on my part.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, Ewan?
I have this cantrip that says light.
Okay. You want to cast light?
I think it would help.
Okay. Who would you like to cast? What would you like to cast this on?
What if I just casted it on Blinkle?
All right.
Can I
Winkle?
do that?
Yes, you can.
What?
Diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
I cast it on Blinkle.
Winkle!
You light up my life.
Winkle is the great shining Musatar in Cordreg Gruul. As a beacon in the darkness, Winkle, you cannot be missed. Everyone knows you're coming. You shine and glitter in the dark. Never have you been more, for lack of a better term, radiant.
In the light of the night, behind you.
Ooh, I all shiny.
I don't regret a single thing.
As you are walking along, you'll see a variety of figures that retreat from the light of Winkle. They move away, driven away by the casting of shadows. Winkle, you are shining.
Would I be then called a bulb winkle?
You would be a bulb Winkle.
Wow.
Twinkle,
And this is how
twinkle, bright.
This is how you break Ayla.
Winkle, Winkle, little star? What? Yeah.
Winkle Winkle Minotaur.
Oh, you gain inspiration.
That was amazing. Oh my
Winkle,
God.
Winkle, Minotaur. Someone needs to finish this song. All right. God damn. All right.
Yes.
So, as you guys make your way up towards Cordreg Gruul's, wow, governor's mansion, you're able to find it fairly easily. However, standing in front of it, you find a guard.
Was this the guard, Ayla? Press the button.
He stands easily 6'8". He weighs easily 340 pounds without the armor. This is a wall of a man.
Hey guys, he's big enough to be a wall.
Got one job on this ship.
He is a wall.
As you approach,
We'll step.
But can he be a wall of fire?
Buickle is shining, causing the glare to reflect off of this guy's armor. He's hard to look at.
As we approach, I'd like to step forward
Okay.
and greet him.
He looks at you. Name?
I'm Islaren, daughter of Denvin and Kolos. We are here seeking the governor for meeting.
Meetings with the governor have to have appointments. But there are exceptions.
I believe this may qualify for one. As a man in a white and green uniform and escorted to see the governor within the past several hours.
He looks at you. Yes.
That man is my husband, Almost Managath. Is the head of our military, and I am the ambassador of our nation. I would like to speak to the governor.
Roll your persuasion check.
I would love to help if she let me.
All right. So with a 15, he nods. Very well. And he will gesture, and several more guards will come out from the shadows that are cast by Winkle's radiant being and take position where he was, and he will guide you across the rope bridge. Does anyone have a fear of heights?
I'm aware.
No, not with this.
Okay.
If you're within 10 feet of Islaren, that fear goes away.
Okay. So,
Feet of me is admit to being frightened.
just by her sheer presence of will, you guys are able to cross this gap without being afraid. As you climb the cliffside edge, you realize this place would be exceedingly easy to defend because one small slip, one wrong step, and you would fall several thousand feet to the rocks below. As you come up to the door, the guard looks at you all. Inside.
I guess
I'll follow his instructions.
All right. So, as you guys go inside, you'll look around and find yourselves in an office. Looks like this.
This is the place.
Okay.
This is the place.
It's at that point you hear a friendly voice in the form of Romos Managath. Islaren? Is that you?
I will rush over to him and throw my arms around him.
He gives you a hug back. You
Are you
came.
safe?
I'm
Of
safe.
course.
Yes. I am safe. This was a place that I figured would be a refuge from the dangers at the ship and within the city. I know that political people have a tendency to be accepting of requests for asylum. And so I entreated Morgath for aid. You hear the step of a metal boot that is accentuated by the intent for you to hear it. Otherwise, the figure is silent as he comes around the bend. Towering above even Winkle, Morgath arrives.
Is this the dude?
Welcome.
We are honored to be in your presence, Governor.
A welcome to have you here.
Thank you for sheltering Ramos for this time.
We do what we can. It is not safe to leave at this time. You may reside here in my home for the night. We can discuss politics.
I appreciate the invitation, Steve. I will look around at everyone, see if they seem amenable to the idea, but Zorn is prepared to accept that. Anyone look like they have objections?
Twilight will look at Aslarin and said, I believe, especially with what we've been through this last couple of hours, that it is amenable to have a polite discussion and enjoy the offerings of our host.
Very well.
We graciously accept.
He nods. You will join for dinner then.
Absolutely.
We do not have fancy food, but what we have, you are welcome to.
We are your guests. We expect nothing more than what you are willing to provide.
Very well. Come, sit, be comfortable. And he gestures to a series of chairs, and he'll pull out a couple extras with Romos's help to allow everyone a seat. Does everyone sit down?
Yeah.
I sit as close to Twilight as I possibly can. In a chair, of course.
I was going to say on my lap.
This is why I said chair.
Not initially.
So, why exactly has the Protectorate come to Cordred Gruul?
Cordred Gruul is on our way to where we are headed. Although now that we are here, perhaps we can open any discussions that you may wish to have.
We have not had discussions with the Protectorate, as far as I know. Ever. What is your business in this part of the world?
For the moment, we are on a diplomatic voyage to the Carrero Isles. But eventually we went to return to Corlin specifically to speak with the Lady of Shadows.
He nods just once. The Carial Isles are a strange place. You will find more delectable foods there than here. As he will take a smoked piece of meat and place it on the table and begin carving it with a very large knife and his gauntlet.
That is a very large knife in your gauntlet.
Got one job with this shit. Why do you go to the Carial Isles?
To meet my family.
Have you not met them before?
Of course I have, but they would like to meet my family.
Sentimentalists. I understand.
That's part of it, but I think also part of it is the fact that my family is closely tied to the king and queen of our island.
Royalty. Royalty of the Carial Isles. People of the Protectorate. And 2 elves. Strange bedfellows. To be traveling with someone from Reston and a Minotaur of Corland.
GM, are you saying that he sees through the disguises?
He does.
Okay.
Plus,
Strange times.
Romos told him.
That's fair.
That's 100% fair.
Because Romos didn't see you guys in disguise, etc. He would have just said, hey, look, people who are going to come looking for me are going to be 2 elves, a Minotaur, and an elf woman. So 3
He did
elves.
see us in disguise because we
Yes,
donned the disguise on the ship.
But that's what he's going to be telling because Romos is a straight shooter. Remember,
But he's
one
also
of the
a military man.
right, but Romos is Mr. Goody Two Shoes, which has always been your problem with the man.
Yeah.
As someone else is forced to drink.
Highlight drinks again.
So, why exactly are you here? You say you have stopped in Gordregrul for a purpose.
Well, it wasn't to deal with the undead that we cleansed off our boat, but we ended up doing that.
Karesh Bonebinder, are you familiar with that person?
I am familiar with the name.
They are no longer a problem.
My thanks. She has been problematic for the Shadowless.
Shadowless?
Yes, we who worship and serve the Lady of Shadows. And he's going to hold his hand up next to a candle. And as he does so, you notice that there is no shadow being cast behind his hand.
Interesting. Because here recently there's been significant dangers in the shadows.
Truly. In what way?
The realms seem to be bleeding over.
We have had incidents of shadows that have had to be slain.
Sometimes to address such situations, it requires unlikely friendships,
Friendships.
acquaintances.
Allies.
You speak of politics in Cordregro. Allies are difficult to maintain in a place like this.
I have found that common adversaries create friendships in most unlikely places.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Not necessarily. Sometimes we are all enemies. One must watch one's back lest a dagger be placed upon it.
Do I need to watch my back here?
Always. Know this, I do not threaten you. I simply warn.
The warning is noted.
And received.
Do you like your meat?
Covet will do what she was taught to do. Twilight is coughing to death over here. And she will take the utensils that are around her and fork and a knife.
What
and
utensils?
What?
What utensils?
Are there not any?
Nope.
Okay.
He's using a combat knife and his gauntlet to cut this smoked piece of meat.
Lovely. Okay, is it terrible at all?
Yes.
Okay, so she tears
Terrible
like,
ER or terrible ER? And I'm asking the GM if that's what
Is it
he's answering, because I
terrible?
know which one you asked.
like terrible yucky or terrible as in easy to tear.
So we are going to need you to roll an insight check first. With a 12, it could be.
20.
Oh, okay. Skull's not the one doing this. Boop. Go get my pull noodle and bop you over the head. All right.
22.
With a 22, Coat Von Sin, this appears to be venison. And it is very terrible, TEAR. In fact, it practically falls apart.
Has it been seasoned at all? Can she tell that just by looking at it?
Looking at it, you can see that there is a crust on it, and there is a definite bark line.
With that, she sits tall, like you would in a noble, like at a formal meal, and she tears off the venison, a small piece, and places it in her mouth.
It's delicious. You've never had this good of venison outside of the Fey Realms. This is good. Whoever smoked this and prepared it knew what they were doing. It is spicy, though, and it's got that black and white pepper kick to it.
She smiles and asks, "Please tell me, who cooked this venison?"
One of my guards.
He did a wonderful job. Ayla, I would suggest you take notes. This should go-
Definitely. I've not had venison before, but this is absolutely delectable.
Delectable. This is food of Cordrag Gruel. I will tell Ashgrip that he has done well. And for the record, I will put his name in here. It is Zorak Ashgrip. Copy and paste. There you go.
Hey, I spelled that right. I'm excited. I never spell these names right.
Ashgrip's pretty straightforward.
No, it was Zorak. I put 2 R's because I figured that's probably what you do.
Of course. So, how did you come to Cordrag Grove with the Protectorate ship? Did you come from the south? No. Or you are headed to the Carial Isles. So your journey must have been fraught with dangers. Tell me of the passage around the great wastes of Shu.
It
Was
was
perilous.
perilous and wrought with dangers and perils.
Fought undead. We fought dragons. We experienced several evenings worth of hauntings.
Hauntings? Of what type?
Lost souls with unfinished business. Most regarding the great evil dragon, Agradan.
How terrible danger that thing is.
We stayed quite far from shore to avoid as much possibility as we could of encountering him. Although I tend to believe if he wished to encounter us, he would.
We have taken action to prevent attack ourselves.
And it's effective.
As so far, yes.
Agradan is a formidable adversary. And what you have done must have been great.
The Lady of Shadows is kind and benevolent to those who are the shadowless.
How would one go about getting an audience with the Lady of Shadows?
One would approach the keep in Ochukvok. Dawn, for that is when she meets her guards and takes supplication from the people. She accepts their entreaties and hears and judges at dawn. Be cautious, though, for the Lady of Shadows is not what you would deem traditional.
How is so?
Entreating the Lady of Shadows inappropriately or falsely is death.
What
Hopefully.
constitutes inappropriately?
Disrespect, lies, falsehoods, or hidden truths. The Shadowless know. He knows the truth. She tells who knows lies, and she tears them asunder.
So she's a truth teller, a truth sayer.
Not sayer. He knows the truth. He can tell if one lies in her presence.
Twilight, leave Ramos talk to her.
Robos Manigath would be unwise to meet the Lady of Shadows.
Is
Why is
that?
that?
He has secrets.
My grip almost.
There are things that Rolbos Manigath will not speak of. The Lady of Shadows would not accept that. I do, for I understand discretion.
The better part of Valley.
I agree with you. May I have the pleasure of knowing your name? For a shrewd warlord wishes to respect another.
There are many stories, tales, legends, or otherwise. But you may know me as Twilight's Call.
And I am Morgoth. He reaches out a hand. Shake yours.
I find that unpleasant things usually happen with physical contact. I recognize the gesture. It is received, respected, but politely decline grasping your hand.
You do not believe in physical contact. Interesting.
And Twilight will give a slight bow.
He will respond in kind, giving you just a nod. Not a bow. There's no movement at the waist, but just a nod. A warlord must be careful and cautious. Twilight's Call. What is your purpose? I understand that of Rolmos and this ambassador is Lauren Sholazath. I understand the purpose of Ayla here and her desire to return to the Carial Isles for her family. And I understand the debt that Winkle owes to the party. I even know the curiosity that the Westerner has for the travels. But what of you, your mate?
You seem to be well informed, and Twilight will look pointedly at Roma.
Romo shrugs. I have told him only things that we have spoken to others about.
Purpose, quests, goals, desires, visions, and states, all in a word: restitution.
Restitution. Within Corland.
Among other places.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
No.
Among other places.
You will find very little restitution within the walls and borders of Cortland.
Every action and reaction, ripples, consequences, seemingly anonymous or otherwise irrelevant, all play a part in the overarching means to an end.
And what wrongs has Cortland done to you?
I did not speak of wrongs of Cortland, just means of activities or items. We already spoke earlier about the bleeding of the realms and that you've been handling or dealing with such. Cortland isn't the only location dealing with such activities.
Does not explain your desire for restitution against Cortland. And that is my concern.
I don't seek restitution from or against Cortland.
Strange. And yet you have come to Quadrigrul. And I have not
It's
received a
amazing.
clear answer as to why.
But, sir, we came only to replenish our supplies. It has been a month since we had done so.
Supplies. Is that all you desire from the borders of Cortland?
At first, yes. We also had a passenger with us who desired to be carried here.
Who was this
But
passenger?
some kid, I can't recall her name now.
A child.
Well,
Desired to come to Quadrigrul.
I won't say a child. She was a teenager, I would think.
A teenager.
Yeah, that's all I remember about her.
Willingly coming to Quadrigrul.
Yeah, she asked to come here.
What was her name?
I don't remember. I really do not.
Describe her to me.
Small. Slight. She may have been, I don't know if she was elven or partially elven. I don't know. I don't remember. She just had the ears, you know? Kind of like me.
There
But
may or may not be a slight kick under the table.
yeah, I got that.
How did she dress?
Like any other person who didn't have a lot.
Where did you meet this woman?
At the dock somewhere up in Shoe, and I don't remember the name of that place. Let me see if I can remember. Shunzu? Yeah.
Interesting. We have sent emissaries to Shu. If you have brought her back, was she unharmed?
Yeah. She was not injured. She asked to be brought here when we made, when we docked. She said, "Thank you very much for the trip," and took off. I haven't seen her since.
I am sure she is fine. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
Oh, you're welcome.
A drink, a toast, perhaps. Only to one night of peace between 4 countries. And he will
That's-
produce a large bottle of wine.
May that night of peace into a day.
I agree. One night and one day of peace between Corlin, the Protectorate, the Carial Isles, and Reston. And he will pour wine into various metal goblets. One for each of you. Do you guys join him in a toast as he holds aloft his goblet?
Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The moose acts like he is drinking, but doesn't.
Roll a deception check or sleight of hand, sir.
Haven wants to insight check this.
Is there anything wrong with the drinks?
With a 23 insight check, you don't see anything wrong with the drinks.
Oh, okay.
Winkle, people notice that you're not drinking.
So then I go ahead and drink.
Okay.
He's used to aphrodisiacs, apparently.
So,
Winkle, that's gonna only end in a good night for you.
Morgoth is going to lower his visor, but with his hand placed properly, he's going to drink. Then he puts the visor back up. You never get a chance to see his face, but he did drink. To your health for one night and one day. While we are allies for the time you are here. In the name of the Lady of Shadows, you'll be safe this night.
And day.
And day. Make yourselves comfortable. I do not have beds for all of you.
Covered and I can share.
You fail to understand. I have my bed. You may use this office.
We understand. Thank you for your hospitality.
You're welcome here for a night and a day. Your ship will be watched. He picks up a variety of documents, rolls them up, puts them into his scroll case, and is going to depart with them in a moment. Is there anything you guys want of Morgoth before he leaves the room to let you guys rest?
Arnold will have a thoughtful look on her face, but is going to think on it longer.
Okay. Anyone else?
Covet is wants to ask a question, but then thinks better of it.
He's going to notice that hesitation, that pensiveness. Morgoth is nothing but intuitive. He looks at you. My lady, Ask the question that is upon your mind.
We have your protection for a night and a day. Would we still have time to resupply our ship before we leave?
Yes. As long as there are no hostilities, you are free to trade in Quadrangle.
Noted.
Good night. And sleep well. Remain indoors, for I cannot control the Sturgis.
Thank you once
For the
again for your
record,
hospitality.
He nods at you and goes, You have found a man in Rolmos Manigat who is worthy to be a warlord in Corland. Be pleased and honor him. You will nod at Rolmos, who will give a clicked heel salute before Morgath is going to leave the room.
Winkle been shining this entire time?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
just-
we dull that to like a slight nightlight or something?
Negative.
I guess everybody has to cover their
We
eyes.
could put him behind the chair in the corner over there.
With the blanket over him or something?
Yeah.
So Twilight will look at everybody here once the mayor leaves. He goes, so I happen to have this book. I'm not sure if y'all remember it. We haven't really used it in quite a while since we've been on this boat. But would anyone be interested in spending the night in Milfred's magnificent mansion?
Yep.
You sure? Because I don't hear roaring.
Or
I think it sounds like a good idea because then we can talk without being.
So
I
Twilight
am
will.
going to stay in here for the night, or they will be expecting us to stay here.
We
I
can
would
let
not
them
want
in for
to
privacy.
uh, simply would not want to engender any suspicion,
But you are
especially
correct.
when I am planning to ask him a favor in the morning.
That being said, Covet looks at Ramos pointedly and vaguely asks, "Is everything safe?"
No. Very little is safe here. We are in utmost danger, but as far as Morgath goes, I believe he is trustworthy. Nothing he has said is false, as far as I can tell. And he is abided by his words. I've been unharmed, and the guards have been professional.
Is the item safe?
Yes. I have not been robbed or even searched. Apparently, they do not view me to be much of a threat.
Or perhaps they understand that the threat what you can do alone, but from what you can upon.
Perhaps. Thank you for coming and finding me. Are the ladies safe?
They are. They took shelter in a nearby tavern,
Good,
and
good.
once we were able to, they returned to the ship, and they currently have it out of the harbor.
I was able to see that from here. The fact that the ship is safe and that you were the ones moving the ship is a relief.
The fact that you are safe is a relief. I don't know if I've ever been so worried.
Miss Lauren, I swore to live my life with you. I cannot do that if I am dead.
Grins. Certainly. You won't get away from me that easily.
Indeed not. A pleasure as always, my dear. And he will bow and salute. Yeah.
We'll just kiss him on the cheek.
He smiles and will put his arm around your waist and dip you into a kiss.
On that note, y'all have a good night. Y'all can have the room. I'm going in here.
Wait. No, wait. I do need to speak with all of you before we all retire for the night.
Also, if you are seeking to use magical items in this place, I would be cautious. The Lady of Shadows is aware of what happens in this space, and revealing too much may be detrimental in the future.
Alright, we'll grumble and put the book away.
My lady. And he gestures to Morgath's chair, which is plush, but not ostentatious. It looks comfortable, but not over the top. It's functional.
Isarn is not taking a seat just yet. She will look around to everyone and ask, I think it is a good idea for us to ask Morgath to alert the Lady of Shadows that we are on our way to her.
Think that
I
now
do
is the
provide his
prudent time?
recommendation. What'd you say?
Do you think that now is the prudent time to make that announcement, especially since we have other routes and other items that we're attending to first? We wouldn't want her to wait unnecessarily.
I believe that at the moment, we have someone who is at least amenable to being friendly to us, who is loyal to her. I believe we can ask him to convey that it will be a while before we arrive, but perhaps I do not know if endorsement is the term I am looking for at the moment, but his approval could allow us a better first impression than we could have if we were to simply show up at her keep.
I would offer it as him putting in a good word for us about our eventual arrival as a reward for dealing with the riffraff that we removed from his problem set.
Sounds agreeable.
With the potential option of a embassy, perhaps? If nothing else, that begins the opening of dialogue, which seems to be what they're after.
We'll see what he may ask for. would be a better location than most for an embassy in Corlan, although he considers for a moment. Yes, it would not having to sail past Bourbon, but it would mean having to pass. Worth considering.
Oldrich is landlocked, is it not? So having an embassy in Oldrich is not necessarily a possibility. But by the sea, here, would be more amenable.
Of course. But it will depend on whether or not an embassy with us is desired. After all, we have not dealt with Corlan on friendly terms in a very long time.
I do need to make a point, and I need to break in here. Otrikvok is almost landlocked. There is a major river that goes from Otrikvok to the sea.
Yes, it does. Comes
Yeah.
out at Slash Mall Port.
Is that off of the mouse pad?
Of course it is.
Get your mouse pad at gmeric.com.
I want to get more of them. Unfortunately, they have been out of stock for a while. I'm going to be getting some updated ones here soon.
It's amazing, though. It really helps.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go steal my kids here in a few minutes.
So, do you guys want to go to bed?
We need to so we can get these spell slots back.
We can take shifts as we always do. I only
Okay.
need 4 hours.
Awesome. So, do you guys have your, like, traveling equipment, bedrolls and everything with you, or were you using city gear?
Backpack?
What's in my backpack?
Okay.
Bwinkle just goes up to the side and lays down on the floor.
Okay.
No, you're gonna be off in a corner so we can hide you behind something so the rest of us can sleep so you don't blind us to death.
The light
No,
only
no, no,
lasts
no.
an hour.
It only
Aaron could
lasts-
just dismiss it even if it lasted longer.
It would be.
Yeah,
It
but-
should be an hour
Wait.
past by
Wait.
now.
I think the real question
Wait.
is if I want to dismiss it.
There it is. There it is. I've been waiting for it.
Way
I'm
to
not-
go!
And I think Awen would automatically just recast it every hour just for spite.
Just
Oh,
to piss off
oh.
Twilight.
Oh, thanks for the idea.
Thanks, Twilight.
Hey,
But if you
hey,
do
Eric.
that, remember,
Eric,
it has to be 8 hours of interrupted sleep for you. So, are you wanting all of those spell slots back?
Ayla, I want to do this to make sure that Winkle lit up your life.
Did it wear off yet?
Yes.
I recast it.
All right.
Ooh, I smirkly again.
So, the
We
question...
have a disco ball in the shape of a moose.
Bwinkle,
Yes.
as a question, does Bwinkle sleep well with the lights on?
Oh yeah, I'm afraid of the dark sometimes.
Understood. That could be a fun thing to include in the future.
Winkle, Winkle, Moosey, with your bow and armored by guarding dreams in the snow.
So,
I have decided that the best way to get any sleep is to go over by Winkle and lay my head on his tummy facing away from him. That
okay.
way I don't see the light.
And
All right.
Bwinkle helps try to get her to sleep by singing a moosey lullaby.
Yes. However, I'm going to, because this is fun, I'm going to ask what the lullaby is, and if you are willing to do the song.
Oh yeah. There are moose in the trees, and they all have big fleas. There are moose in the air with green underwear. There are moose on the loose, and they have big caboose. There are moose everywhere in green underwear.
You gain inspiration.
For the record, he's been singing that lullaby to me since I was itty bitty.
Damn.
This is why I was singing along with it, because I know it.
More power to you. That was fun. And someone please clip it. If you did not clip that, that needs to go to the clip channel. Goodness. All right. So, as you guys bed down for the night, Ayla, you get the benefit of Winkle shining next to you. It's a beautiful scene as Ayla is backlit by the glowing moose belly. But the rumbly tumbly of his tummy is just right to put you to sleep. Covet and Twilight, you two just need to meditate for the 4 hours. So you just need to chillax. Eowyn, are you going to be going to sleep?
Fortunately for the party, yes, I'll be going to sleep.
Okay. Awesome. And lastly, Mr. the Bwinkle.
Winkle is already. He has the ability to just, as soon as he stops, he sleeps.
Okay. So as the case of narcolepsy washes over him, Winkle,
Too far from the truth. I'm just saying.
I'm going to ask the question, Winkle, how loud on a scale of 1 to 10 do you snore? If you do.
On a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 15.
Understood. So, with a 15, Winkle, you're going to disrupt the sleep of everyone else in the room.
Not if I stuff a pillow in his face.
Are you going to smother your Musatar?
No, not completely, just mostly.
Just moosely?
Yeah.
He's mostly dead.
Not all dead, just mostly.
If he's all dead, yeah, just check his pockets.
Look for some loose change.
Some moose change?
Sometimes you'll find some mutton, mutton lettuce.
And a good MLT.
Where the mutton
Moose lettuce and tomato sandwich?
I can actually do that. I have some moose meat in my freezer right now.
He is appalled.
No, he's a moose.
He's a moose.
He's a moose. He's a moose. Do the fandango. All right. So, wow, the two of you are peas in a pod.
As he snores thunderbolt and lightning.
Very, very frightening. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. Understood.
As long
Is
as half
still
the
the
time
male.
to go over to Covet and see if she'll cast silence.
She has a spell slot.
Do you
It's a
have a spell
ritual! I
slot?
can do it! I can do it! I ritually cast silence!
All right. So, is silence a ritual?
Yes!
It is? That's interesting.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know silence was a ritual. Hold that one up.
As ritual, I can.
Yep.
Because of one of the feats I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a master
Yep.
ritualist.
It has a ritual tag. Awesome. Yes, you can. Awesome.
One of the
You
few
learned
ritual
something
spells that I
new.
don't know if I've almost never seen cast as a ritual, but like it is.
It is. It is a ritual. You can absolutely do
Yep,
it as a
and
ritual.
it-
Awesome.
It's because I have that.
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. So you guys are able to pass the night and get the benefits of a long rest. In the morning, right at dawn, Morgath is going to return. He knocks on the door before opening. You guys respond?
Guys, he's coming in. Wake up, guys, wake up.
Yeah.
Eva is familiar with that silent spell.
Yep.
Yeah.
One time, guys, once! And I also saved your butts with it. Y'all just remember the bad time, but I had an epic save.
By the way, you may want to
Yeah.
watch Wednesday's session. Just saying.
Yeah, we found out what happens when a certain someone isn't silenced.
Or we're going to find out what we didn't find out when she did cast silence.
You
Yeah.
don't know, you weren't here.
It was 2 years ago, IRL, that this happened. And this past Wednesday, we got to do a lot of the lore reveals.
Homework noted.
Yep. All right, so Morgath comes in. Did you sleep well?
Excellently.
Yes.
Good. What supplies do you desire for the trip?
To purchase things for the ship to restock, correct, Ramos? I know that you are more aware of that than the rest of us. And
We need flour and salt and some dried meats, I know, and any fresh produce we can find.
Is it working now? My mic?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
It's actually really clear right now.
All I did was unplug it.
And evidently, Blinkle and I need to make sure that we are freshly stocked on arrows since we're counting those now.
Absolutely.
The market has most of what you shall need. We will provide you with dried meats as a consider. A diplomatic favor to be viewed favorably by the Protectorate, by the Carrier Isles, and by Reston.
That is greatly appreciated, sir.
You'll be provided 30 days worth of food. Salts, spices, and others you will have to acquire from the markets.
Hey, Ayla, do you need more bags for moose hair?
No, I gave that up. The fish can drown.
This is how
That's
you
what I
break
thought.
Twilight. This is how you break Twilight. He's over here dying. I'm just saying.
Is there any excess of moose hair?
Not now.
No, yeah, she was collecting moose hair after brushing Blinkle for a while.
Does he need to be
Yes.
shaved?
Yes.
No.
Do you
no.
have a razor?
No. He'll freeze to death if you do that.
There are those within the city who have shears and can style him in the way of the Corlin moose.
Hear that, Ayla? Looks like we're making a pit stop.
Winkle, are you interested in getting a moose cut?
He's hiding in the corner behind the chair with his eyes wide open.
Terrified of a haircut?
He doesn't want to get snipped.
Understood. If there is nothing else, Do you intend to
There's one
leave by
other thing.
dawn? What did you have, listener?
I wanted to ask if you could put a good word in for us with the Lady of Shadows.
I can tell her that you were here, and that you dealt with the problem within Cordrake Rule. I am uncertain whether it will be a good word or not. I will tell her that you were here, and that you left in peace.
That is acceptable. As you said, she would only accept the truth, and therefore I hope that we have made a positive impression, and that the truthful impression that you would give her is favorable. But I would not ask anything other than the truth.
That is what I will do. The Shadowless are loyal to the lady. All the guards are loyal. You will receive the truth being provided to her. Nothing more. Unless she asks of it.
That is understandable. I will also, in that case, tell you that, as we said yesterday, that we do plan to visit her and ask a favor of her. That is something that you wish to convey, then you may.
Your arrival will be
It will be
foretold.
arrival. Foretold in a method, as in that you will communicate it to her, or in that she will know regardless.
I will inform her of your intentions.
And we appreciate that.
So be it.
Is there anything that you would ask of any of us?
Ooh. Anything that he would ask of you guys? As a gesture of goodwill, do you have any of the goods of the Protectorate that we could trade?
See.
So do you guys have anything from the Protectorate that you would be able to trade?
I will, from my backpack, withdraw a bottle of Protectorate brandy.
Okay.
That's cool.
Do you give it to him?
I do.
My thanks. I will exchange you the brandy for the gruel of Cortland, smoked meats of Ashgrip. And he will provide you with a ceramic jug that has a stopper on it and with a large sack. It is a waxed sack. Inside you can smell the dried meats that you guys were eating earlier. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
May you find
Thank you
what you were
for-
seeking.
Hope so as well. Thank you for allowing us into your city and into your home, or your office.
This will not be a repeated event. It is unlikely we will ever see each other again. But should we do so, let us meet the handshake and a nod. Warlords to warlords, diplomats and warriors.
Well, my pal. Or
Throng
not.
will offer him a handshake.
He reaches out and shakes your hand. Your hand is dwarfed by his. It's like the slender, graceful fingers of yours disappear inside the palm of this gigantic grip. He is gentle, though, and he knows his own strength, so you get just the slightest solid grip, but no pressure behind it. He nods at you, and then withdraws his hand. An honor, Ambassador. Now,
What did you say?
an honor, Ambassador.
The honor is all mine.
He then glares at Twilight's Call. Because Twilight's Call responded to Diplomat. You nodded when he said diplomats, warriors, and warlords. Correct?
Yes, because all three of those may or may not apply to Twilight in some shape, form, or fashion.
Right. And so he's going to straight up ask, and where are you from? Originally.
Originally, I come from the Fey Realms.
Strange.
I didn't catch that.
Diplomats and warlords from the Fae.
Indeed.
Why have you come to the material plane?
Sometimes we end up in service to achieve means in an end.
May I know this end?
To return to my plane, to my realm, and to my right.
I have the capacity to send you there. Do you wish to go?
Things are unfinished, unrighted, uncorrected. It is too soon.
You await the right time.
Your offer is acknowledged, remembered, and upon the appropriate time will be well received.
We will unlikely ever see each other again. But may you bide your time for your return to your home.
Twilight will just indicate with a
Home is important. We all have one, and it is what we desire the most.
Indeed.
Farewell, lady. Warlords.
Covet will bow, will curtsy deeply.
At your curtsy, he is going to nod and with a fairly strong salute, he clutches at his chest with one hand and then holds out his hand upright as if he had torn his heart from his chest and was offering it. An honor, lady. Warlords, ladies, ambassadors. Farewell. Do you guys leave?
Only if Islarian is ready to leave.
Islarian?
If I'm ready.
If you're ready, are you ready?
No, I said yes, I'm ready.
Okay, understood. All right, so you guys can go back across the bridge with Rolmos in tow. As you guys come across the bridge, the guard greets you at the end of the bridge, looks past you up at the house, and nods, allowing you passage. Are you guys going back down towards the ship, or is there something you'd like to do?
Evidently, we need like 6,000 arrows between Winkle and I.
And I need to restock all my reagents.
Okay. Cool.
I
So,
think we probably all do need to do that.
so you're going back down to the town, yes?
Yep.
Awesome. So, as you guys make your way down the street, you will hear the running of feet behind you, trying to get your attention.
Who's going to be the one to turn around and
Oh.
actually look?
I will. I'll turn around and look.
Running up behind you, you see a figure wearing dark clothes and waving. Hey guys, how's it going? Saw you came back from Morgath's mansion. How is he?
Asking about you.
Really? Oh, sweet. What'd you say?
Something about you being an emissary?
Well, emissary, scouts, information gatherer, intelligence expert.
You seemed, well informed.
A spy?
Spy's such a
Thorn says in a very low tone.
mean word. But yeah, I could say I'm a
An
spy.
accurate one?
Yes.
Hmm.
Thanks for giving me the ride. It was a pleasure to get to hang out with you for so long. Just wanted to say thanks. By the way, if there's anything we can do, just let me know. All right? I'll be in the area for a while
I will.
until my next assignment.
Good. By the area, do you mean the city?
Oh yeah, I'll be here in Cordray Grove for at least a couple days. I hope you guys have fun.
If you-
And she's going to nod. Enjoy getting resupplied. I'd like to give you a little something. And she is going to hand you a symbol of the Lady of Shadows of Ochakvuk. And
Kevin
you guys
smiles.
look at her and you realize for the first time, now that you know to look for it, she doesn't have a shadow either.
You are rather surprising. And
I do my best.
And she gives a genuine smile.
She gives you a almost silly curtsy. She doesn't know how to curtsy. It's more of a try. Have fun. That'll get you a little discount at one place, but you're gonna have to give it to them. So pick which place you want to use it at. She's gonna go skipping down the street towards Morgoth's mansion.
Well, that was a thing.
All right.
So she knew about us all along.
any good spy would.
All right. So you guys head off into the town. You're buying arrows. How many arrows are you buying, sirs?
I need to see how much money I have.
You guys are kind of rolling in it.
I don't know. Kiki still has a good chunk of mine.
Yeah, but that's going to be donated to a monastery.
Yeah, I know. Do I get a tax deductible for that?
No.
Are there different type of arrows?
There are. The general arrows, it's 1 gold for 20 arrows just for plain arrows. You want to buy magical arrows, they cost a lot more.
Yeah, I think I'll just do plain arrows.
How many arrows?
One
How many
gold
sheafs?
What, with 300 arrows?
300 arrows? Okay. So you want to buy, what's that? That would be 15 sheafs, so 15 gold worth?
Yeah, that's
Awesome. Winkle, where are you going to keep 300 arrows?
on the ship.
Okay, how many are you going to be carrying with you?
60 should do every.
Okay. So you're going to carry 3 quivers of arrows wherever you go. Understood. Winkle is going to be bristling like Rambo with bandoliers of ammunition.
Oh yeah.
Twilight's Call?
What kind of arrows are available here?
They do have +1 arrows that are available. There are also 3 arrows of slaying that are available here.
How much are the arrows of slaying, and how much are the +1 arrows?
So the arrows of slaying are 600 gold each. And the +1 arrows are 25 gold each.
Okay. I want 2 additional arrows of slaying.
All right. That's 1,200 gold, sir. And those come in their own cases.
Yeah. I need to have 7 of those.
Okay.
And you said it's 25 gold per
Plus one arrow.
plus 1 arrow?
Yes, sir. And they would have 100 of those. You want to spend the 2,500 gold getting 100 plus one arrows?
No, I want 12 of them for 300 gold.
Understood. Cool. Does anyone else need any arrows or other supplies here in Cordray Gruel? You guys are able to get salt and spices. How much do you want to spend on that, Ayla?
Salt and spices, probably 50 gold would be plenty.
50 gold. Yep, that's plenty to last you guys the rest of your voyage.
That was the idea.
Okay. Awesome. Covet, anything you need to buy?
Reagents for all of my spells.
Okay. Which reagents are you looking to get exactly?
Oh gosh, I'm in inventory. That's why I can't find it. I definitely need. Oh gosh, you haven't done this before. We haven't had to give you specifics. We've just said buy reagents. So,
Yeah.
Um.
So what are you looking for? Because we're ignoring anything beneath 100 gold.
Anything beneath 100 gold?
Yep.
Okay. So psychic lance stuff, circle of death, spirit shroud, and specifically, beads of fireball would be fantastic.
Okay. Would you like to buy some beads of fireball? Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Let me go ahead and pull up the psychic lance here. So psychic lance doesn't actually have reagents.
I'm going through the ones that I know that I've used recently.
Okay. So, beads of fireball. The necklace of fireballs is 300 gold per bead. How many beads would you like to purchase?
That's what I'm going through my head. You said 300 gold each?
Yes.
Four of them, please.
Okay. That's 1,200 gold.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In fact, I'm looking, and I don't think any of the spells that you listed actually have reagents you need.
No, I don't think so.
So, no, you're good. I'm sorry. The Circle of Death requires the powder of a crushed black pearl worth at least 500 gold. Circle of Death is 500 gold per cast.
Okay, so I need 2 of them then, so 1,000.
Yep.
And I'm just about broke.
I think
500
Circle
gold to
of Death
cast.
consumes the pearl. It just it's the component.
It gets consumed. The reagents, when you look at the D&D spells, unless it says is not consumed, it's consumed.
Usually it specifies that it is consumed. If it's like let me find the
Let's find it.
an example. Like Revivify, for example, it says diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, which the spell consumes.
Okay. We can just let it be the powder then.
Okay, so it doesn't say anything.
So 500
consumed.
gold powder is all you need.
Yeah. All right, so I'll give myself 500 gold back then because I already took the full 1,000.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you guys need?
I'd actually like to get 200 gold pieces worth of powdered silver and iron.
Okay. They would have that here.
Okay. Because I'm figuring they wouldn't have holy water, which is the other possible component for.
No, they don't have
circle,
holy
but
water.
just in case I need to test. Yeah, this is not the type of place I'd expect to have it.
Did you create your own holy water?
You should be able to.
I believe so. I
That's
think like
ceremony.
with
Okay, for the record, Rolmos
ceremony
views her
is-
bath water as holy water, but that's not the same thing.
with the ceremony spell also takes powdered silver, so iron helps with that too.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Anything else? Yeah, you still need your spell focus even if you've got the reagents.
I do need incense.
Okay. How much incense would you like to purchase?
Incense worth at least 250 gold. So yeah, take that 500 gold back, and
Okay.
I'll get.
All right, just scratch another 500 gold off as you will be using the incense. Just having the incense doesn't make sense. You would need to consume the incense.
Yes, and believe it or not, that's for legend lore.
Understood? All right. Anything else? No? Awesome. Anyone, anything you need to buy?
No, I don't think there's anything.
All right. Great. Cool. So, the
Hey,
ship
Boink-
will start coming in towards the docks.
Hey, Winkle.
Yeah.
I happen to not be using something that may be a little bit beneficial for you. If you want to do a straight up trade, I'd be willing to do that for you.
Sure, what do you want to trade?
It's got some bracers of archery.
I think you've got a pair of regular that you're actually wearing, and I happen to have a more enhanced version of it.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. Cool. So you're going to give him the bronze dragonhide bracers of archery?
And in exchange for his normal ones.
Understood.
Oh, that's generous.
Cool.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Ayla's suddenly very suspicious of this trade.
Hang on. I'm trying to show him how to add and subtract all this stuff. We're adding the bracers of archery.
The bronze dragonhide bracers of archery.
Got it.
All right.
Gives him a little bit more resistance since I'm not wearing it.
Sure. All right. Anything else you want to do as the ship pulls into the dock and the ladies throw lines and get everything situated?
Ready to set sail as soon as everyone else is.
All right. Well, they will start moving the goods that have been at the docks onto the ship. You guys are all able to get back onto the ship and get ready to go. As Bwinkle begins strapping on his new gauntlets, the ship moves out, away, and out onto the sea, leaving Cordray Gruel behind. It's nice to be away from the cliff dwellings and back aboard your ship with your entire crew still intact. Minus Lyra, who her presence is going to be like a hole on the ship, missing. Now that you know that she was a spy for Cordray Gruel in Shu. So, as the day is now easily in the afternoon, you're headed out to sea with the destination of Shatter Shaddai. What would you guys be doing today?
So,
First things, I want to just go around telling everyone, the party and the crew included, about how brave they were in enduring the attack and helping to find Rolmos. I'm going to spend enough time doing this to have everyone benefit from Inspiring Leader and gain 17 temporary hit points.
Okay. Awesome. And what about the rest of you guys? Winkle, what are you doing today?
Sorry, I was distracted there. What was that again?
What are you doing today on the ship as the ship has sailed out away from Cordray Gruel?
Oh, I'm doing my normal. I go to the bow of the ship and just
No.
No?
leave it. No, hold on. That was Lily.
Well,
Yeah, I go to the front of the ship and just enjoy the mist hitting me in the face.
understood. As the smell of wet moose permeates everyone behind him. Covet, what are you doing today?
Well, two things. First, she goes to Islauren and says, "Is the item back in a safe location?" I will feel better if I see that it is there.
I will check with Rolmos to see if he has done so.
He has put it back in the safe.
He had it on.
With that, she breathes a little easier. But then she says, "I need your help. I have an item in my possession that still needs to be identified."
Black
And-
scroll.
Yes. We need to know what we're dealing with. I don't want to open it.
I agree.
We definitely need to know what we've got. So
Tell me what it is that you are doing this time.
I am fully intending on just casting Identify on this black scroll and find out what we got.
We'll cast protection from good and evil on you, just in case.
And she calls Twilight over for.
Twilight's not around.
You look for Twilight, he's missing.
Don't let him kill me after this, please. I would like to survive this and still be able to talk to him and tell him what this is, and then he can kill me.
Is he up getting archery lessons from the moose?
Nope. He's somewhere else.
I'll find him after this. We ready?
I'm ready when you are. Also going to use my channel divinity to give you advantage on any wisdom, intelligence, or charisma saving throws for the next minute.
Thank you. She quickly sits down on one of the steps, and pulls out the scroll and casts Identify
Okay.
on the scroll.
Sweet.
I'm
So,
doing this as a ritual. I will do the channel divinity at the end, but either way, yeah.
It is a ritual.
Okay. So, as you are casting Identify on this, you've laid eyes and now a hand, because you had to touch this, upon a black scroll of Cateus. It's no ordinary relic, no mere trinket of forgotten magic, but a vessel of calamity bound in shadow and void. Its surface, smooth as polished obsidian, has drawn your gaze like a predator stalking prey. The sigils and seal glow in an unholy green light, writhing and twisting as though alive, their secrets forever dancing just beyond comprehension. The seal of Cateus burns bright at its center, a symbol of the unyielding abyss itself. A skull. Just above it and behind, a shattered star. It's not simply a scroll. It's an invitation, Covet. To open it is to tear the veil between mortal understanding and the eternal void. Within, the true presence of Cateus awaits. Not a shadow of his power, not a whisper of his will, but a fragment of his essence, raw and unfiltered. When released, it does not explode or rage. No, it unmakes. Light falters, sounds distort, and the very fabric of reality trembles as the essence of nihilism seeps into the world. Those who are strong of will might hold their ground, but they cannot hold their sanity. And the weak, they are consumed, collapsing like ash in the wind. The scroll whispers promises, of course, as such things always do. Power, oblivion for one's enemies, control over death itself. But those promises are veils, distractions meant to seduce the mortal mind. For the truth is simpler, more terrifying. The scroll is not a weapon or a tool. It is a harbinger, a crack in the foundation of existence that grows wider with every opening. Cateus does not grant gifts freely, nor does he play the games of mortals. The Black Scroll is his statement, a reminder that the void waits for all things, and no creation, no magic, no life is beyond its hunger. So, I ask you, Covet von Sin, do you dare break the seal? Do you dare call forth the abyss to stand before it? To feel it? There will be no bargains, no parley, only the raw, consuming presence of Cateus and the cold, merciless question, are you ready to be undone?
The answer is she is not going to open it. Cateus goes against everything that MKL is and what she believes. Yes, Islauren, some levers remain unpulled. This is one of them. She knows what this is, how terrifying this is. This is almost as terrifying as the scroll that we just put back in the safe. It's terrifying to her. And she sits there and she's trying to wrap her head around it, and she looks up at Islauren and says, "This is not good. This basically holds the essence of a part of the essence of Cateus himself. To open it would mean destruction, void coming to the material plane itself. We don't want to open this. Not here, not now. Possible, not ever.
Not ever. Didn't such a thing be destroyed?
Can a god be destroyed?
Yeah, but this is not the god. This is just an invitation to the god.
No, it's part of it.
Could you just bury it?
Someone would find it.
Is that the age-old question of how to stow something away for such a long time that not only would no one ever find it, no one would ever even dare to go searching for it. Or all the warnings one could provide simply makes it appear to be treasure, something enticing, an adventure to seek.
Sounds like burying it in the bone waste would do.
No.
Ooh, no,
No.
we should come nowhere near anything that Vagardan could possibly have any power over.
No, that's too much temptation for Vagardan.
So I give you this. This is completely against what MKL himself is for. He is for the final death. He is for Cateus is basically the one that created undead. What if we put it in the temple of MKL? Give it to the priests to protect.
Seems wise to me.
How powerful are these priests, though?
Well, as you go up to the up the steps of the temple, you actually lose your powers with each step, because in death there is no power. There is just death. It is done. You go to your afterlife. You go with nothing. So if someone is foolish enough to go to the top of the steps and make it into the temple, they would not have any powers except for their own brute strength, which would be not much because you're stripped of everything. You'd be no more than a commoner. And I think that it would probably best for it to remain there, especially in, if MKL has it, if it is given to him, then who better to protect it than him himself?
Well, while you're having this introspection, the camera pans down through the deck to your berth, Covet von Sin, your bedroom, where we find a locked door and Twilight's call praying to MKL with the bow before him. Twilight. How does this go?
So, yes, Twilight is chaotic. Yes, he lives by his own set of rules. He changes, he's in the wind, but he's also been freed. He's been let go. His requirement, his obligation has been satisfied, but he's also been charged. So he wonders whether or not this new weapon is a means to an end, regardless of its obligations or origins, regardless of its potential history and or creation. So it's one of those of he offers it up and asks, shall I carry out my charge through this? And if so, what, I don't want to say bless it, but I guess it's enable it to carry out the will of MKL.
Okay. So, do you have a means to communicate with your god other than just prayer?
Let me see. Short answer is probably not, because as a bard of legend, I don't think there's any type of religious application
Right.
in there.
All right. So, let's go ahead and get a religion check, sir.
I will have guidance as a part of that.
Sure.
I don't think I can give myself my own bardic inspiration though for that.
Negative.
All right. So, you said religion?
Yes,
course.
please.
So 14?
So with a 14, Twilight's Call, you don't hear a voice. You don't necessarily feel a presence. But you do feel at peace with the decision to use the bow. As long as this is used to end the threats against MKL, it's a tool to be used like anything else. Yeah, it came from a horrible experience. It was the result of a terrible event. But it can be used for good. After all, that celestial being would have wanted you to use it before it came completely corrupted. So yeah, Twilight's Call, you'll feel comforted and comfortable with using the bow. Now the question becomes, and this is up to you, whether you can convince others of the fact. As far as you're concerned, Twilight, you feel that your god's okay with it.
He's going to attune it.
Okay. As he attunes to the bow, the sky is going to rumble. Covet, Twilight's Call is not visible. A magical tear cracks across the sky, and a great eye looks down upon the ship for just a moment. Yellow and baleful, its iris red. I need Twilight's Call to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
But it's called You Resist the Urge to Join Cateus, and you wrest control of the bow for your own purposes. The crack in the sky closes, and you're fine. You have
Perfect.
successfully attuned to the bow.
Does Covet recognize any of this?
Roll a history check.
Yep. With a
Covet?
23.
As you saw the great eye of Cateus peek through reality, you're going to realize what has happened.
With that, she stands and says, "I've got to get to Twilight now," and shoves the scroll. What's the official name of the scroll?
It's a scroll of Cateus.
Scroll of Cateus. Okay. She shoves the scroll of Cateus in her pack. We'll put this in a safe place in a bit, but I think I need to go check on Twilight.
Covet,
And
you
I come
come
with you.
down. Are you running down the stairs, Covet?
yes,
Islaren, you said something?
I asked, should I come with you?
perhaps with what I just saw,
Then I'll.
we might.
All right. As you come running down the stairs and towards your berth, your bedroom door is closed and locked.
She tries to open the door, and the door does not budge. And she's like, "Twilight!" She yells, and starts banging on the door. "Twilight, open the door!"
I will open it. Huh? What's up?
"What did you do?" And she looks at him dead in the eye.
I tuned the bow.
Cateus looked
Did
at
what?
you.
Yeah. He liked what he saw and left.
You attuned the bow?
Absolutely.
What does
Alright.
MKL have to say about this?
That it's a means to an end. If you remember, you told me about the vision, about how the rib was taken, about the individual it was taken from. And prior to the corruption of Cateus, the individual would have wanted it to be used for its intended original purpose, giving back to MKL as required. Just nothing more than a means to an end. As long as I don't deviate from that, then it shouldn't be an issue.
She looks at Twilight incredulously.
Think of it as a redemption of the original donor.
Covet has no words. She's just like... And you decided to do this without me there?
What were you doing?
I was trying to find you
That's what you were doing?
and identify that stupid scroll, which found that out what that is, and I was not by myself when I did that.
I decided to ask MKL. Since there wasn't a temple available, and, well, I've had conversations and charged and interactions before, said, why not ask the source? means to an end. Everything that we do, every interaction we've had here, every port we sail into, every political intrigue, conversation, or otherwise, it's all been what? A means to an end. Has it not?
It has.
So what's one more?
When is it one more too many?
When I'm dead and it's no longer a problem.
Don't talk like that. You jest, you joke. Architeus is bad news. We both know this.
Which also means it's no longer in his control.
You have made your choice. It does not mean that I agree with it. However, I will stand by your side as you have stood by mine. With a watchful gaze, as you have done to me.
I expect nothing less. Do watch intently.
With that, she shakes her head and looks at Islaren and says, "My friend, I will watch him as you watch me. But she shakes her head again and she's like, "Is there a safe place that we can put this other scroll? We do not
put
want
it in
the
the
fabric
safe next to the treaty.
That's good, because right now yeah. Take care of the things you can control." She mumbles under her breath.
All right. So, as you guys take care of the things that you can control, you guys continue sailing southwards, and that's where we're going to end for today. And next week, it's highly likely that you guys will be arriving in Shatter Shaddai, the mage city of Toivoa. I hope you guys are enjoying the lore. We did a lot today and did a ton of reveals. Tons of lore drops for you guys. As always, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful that you guys choose to level up your game with GM Eric. Do watch the FYI channel in Discord. Check out the Patreon over at patreon.com/GM Eric. We've got the GM tips over on YouTube, and we've got the clip contest going on. Check out the lore site over at toivoarpg.com, and check out the merch at gmeric.com. Have a wonderful week, guys. Please stay safe. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you guys so much. We will be back this evening for the Hangout and AMA, as we're going to be working on the lore site and doing some other things as far as back-end GM work and answering a whole bunch of questions. Have a wonderful time, guys. Stay safe, and we'll catch you guys later.